This news program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
Central Governor Rufina Peter visit inmates at Bomana Prison. Youths in Western Highlands urged to quit smoking marijuana. And Pacific Services Group to work in partnership with local SMEs. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Godwin Eki. Thank you for joining us. While many took time off to celebrate independence over the long weekend, Central Governor Rufina Peter took time out today to visit the less fortunate at Bomana Prison with a huge belated independence luncheon.
From Galileo Border Post communities and Margarita Station communities of Amazing Bay LLG, bordering Central Province and Milne Bay yesterday, to visiting Central Province inmates at Bomana Prison, the Central Governor spent a busy weekend to visit those less fortunate. Today, the commanding officer, Yali Opa, welcomed Central Governor and outlined some of the struggles faced. Governor Peter is the first governor to visit the prison.
The problem we have is time online we will go to good stable inmates, not only the central inmates as well. There's all Arab all inmates from other provinces. Time we will go out no good staff, all staff and we will go out time only go outside locate time only release. That's a problem there now. We will not got some black and Africa or something to look to help them to go and resettle back the society. Central
inmate Robert Ralewa presented a 5-point petition to the governor of Central Province.
1. Legal assistance and representation for the remedies and the prisoners. Release of on license and the power of mercy. I don't think those committees have been set up yet, and so we would request if it's confirmed not done yet, maybe raise those issues with the Prime Minister and the office. Issues of transport that affects us, and we understand the Girl Commander is facing the difficulty here in the compound. We need to attend to our cases. We need to be on time. So one challenge for you politically, I know many members of Parliament have failed to set up a policy that could look after prisoners after jail term.
In her response, Governor Peter promised to look into the issues and will prioritize according to the budget.
We will learn the lessons and we now have to move forward now. So 50 years time when we are celebrating the Golden Jubilee of the Yumi Independent Nation for 50 years, what foundation are we going to lay to start building on for the next 50 years? As Governor for Central, I'm starting my contribution to this is that we are starting with peace and reconciliation.
The Independence Lunch was enjoyed by all 850 inmates housed at Bomana. Estagane, National EMTV News.
Youths from Western Highlands Province have been urged to stop the habit of smoking marijuana. That was the message from Mulbaya MP Jacob Maki during the 48th Independence celebrations at Queen's Park in Mount Hagen yesterday.
Mount Hagen City was packed with people from all over Western Highlands Province as well as those from neighboring Upper Highlands provinces. It was a sea of red, black and gold as people gathered at Queen's Park to attend the national event hosted by Western Highlands Provincial Government and Hagen Open District. Mulbaya MP Jacob Maki, who was given the opportunity to speak first, had only one point to stress in his short speech, and that was to call on all youths in Mount Hagen, Western Highlands and the rest of the Highlands region to quit smoking marijuana. It was highlighted that drugs did not have any benefits for the consumers at all. Youths were told that marijuana affects the brain, reduced their mental capacity to reason things, and made them unproductive and lazy while destroying their bodies. Master of Ceremony Inspector Napi Kunjip also pointed out that marijuana made the consumers lose their senses, some of whom were already on the streets with mental illness. Western Highlands Governor Wairapa and Mount Hagen MP and State Enterprise Minister William Duma also supported the call. It was announced that they will be working closely with the ward councillors and community leaders to put an end to marijuana consumption. Natasha Ovoy, National EMTV News.
Pacific Services Group, since starting its operations in PNG, has been helping local SMEs to help build the country's economy. Not only that, but the company has been employing locals by providing job opportunities. Working with local business owners in the country is Pacific Services Group since starting its operations in PNG. Covering different areas when it comes to doing business in the country includes construction, tourism and other business ventures. Director for the Pacific Services Group, Matthew Simmons, says the only way to help the local businesses grow is to work in partnership.
Pacific Services Group, we're a trade services where we do air conditioning, electrical, water boring around the country, where we can do wells, whether it's for government, different international agencies and private organisations.
He added that not only is the company working with local business owners, but the company is providing local employment, particularly for the youth.
Services Group originally came out of Australia, but now it's a Papua New Guinean company. We fully engage in local employment for our nationals. Out of the whole company, we only have 2 expatriates. Our tradesmen are taught to the Australian New Zealand standard and also provided the most modern to get the job done.
Only recently, the company started supporting other events such as sports to help locals through its corporate social responsibilities, as well as other community initiatives that Pacific Services Group continues to support. The third National Gaming Control Paradise runway took place last night at the Hilton Hotel, where 15 fashion designers from around Papua New Guinea displayed their contemporary fashion designs.
This prestigious event that falls on this year's Independence Day brought together 15 exceptional talented designers to showcase their creation, with models parading in front of fashion enthusiasts, distinguished guests and judges. Director for PNG Fashion Week, Filma Kelegai, said, "Independence is not just about cultural dances and other expression, but we also have other ways to express our culture, and one of them is through fashion." She expressed her motives for the event.
So we're really excited to give that avenue to our people so they can experience what culture, how we can express, how we can sell our culture to the world through our garments.
Beatrice Mahuru, the board member of the National Gaming Control Board, made a speech as the mistress of ceremony for the National Gaming Control Paradise runway, appealed for the government intervention in the fashion industry in PNG.
It is my greatest desire to see the direct intervention of the national government to create markets both locally and internationally to sell PNG-made garments and exhibition of our art and craft.
Louis Maingu, National EMTV News.
Customary landowners of Koyari today raised their concerns over what they described as illegal land grabbing, where families have been displaced and evicted of their very own land. Clan leader Max Storm said families have been displaced since they were forced to pack up and vacate the land that was used by their ancestors for generations. Meanwhile, the defendant, Felix Kange, says he is the legitimate landowner for the land portion 2210. The land portion 2210 that belongs to the people of Hiri Koyari in the Central Province saw the clan leader Max Storm address the media of what they have experienced over the last month since they were forced and evicted from their own land, a customary land he described as the land used for generations by their ancestors.
This la ground, mi play stab logan, and mi customary land. Now you got one black man am interested. His name is Felix Kange from Yalibu, from Southern Highlands. And he come here, long make him illegal land grabbing long ground lo me. Now me claim him also am ground logging. Now me put him eviction go down. Now me evict him, all get all property blow me. Now all families. Now me play suffer within almost now, 1 month now.
Tom is calling on the Lands Department to immediately look into why the eviction of the legitimate landowners took place, as he described it as an illegal land grabbing, and investigations as to how this land was acquired by the developer must be conducted, as it is a customary land, an agricultural state lease land that still belongs to the local landowners.
Today, me like appeal go back lo ask him, Lands Department, from the minister and the secretary and the land title, me like him, you must investigate him good. All get a ground law query, especially eviction come up logan Lombehur clan. Now find him out how did all other provinces lo narbla ground law loli come na acquiring ground. Lo Lands Department na come na kiss him ground law mipla all same ground law all long province law all. Now only walking big mass eviction.
He said important documents pertaining to the land were sent off to police of both NCD and Central, whilst calling on the local member and governor of Central Province to look in and assist. Meanwhile, developer who is the defendant, Felix Kange, who wishes to stay off camera, claims to be the legitimate landowner upon speaking to EMTV News, stating that the land was an agricultural state lease land that was purchased by his late father, Pundia Kange, who later transferred the land title to his name, where he showed all paperwork that was involved in order for him to claim the land, portion 2210. Felix in 2017 served a notice to the settlers who illegally moved into his portion of land to move so he could develop the land, which led to a joint operation to carry out the eviction conducted by Central and Highway Patrol Police. Looking at both documents provided by the plaintiff and the defendant, while EMTV News understands that this is an ongoing matter on land dispute since 2016, the matter is still in court, where both parties will appear in the National Court for the hearing on Wednesday, the 20th of September, which is next week. And National EMTV News continues after the break with more stories. Stay with us. You're watching National EMTV News. Governor for Western Highlands Province, Wairapa, yesterday announced to the people of Western Highlands the major infrastructure development that will be rolled out in the province next month.
Infrastructure development before many who have come to observe the country's nationhood. Governor for Western Highlands Province Wairapa announced major projects that will be rolled out in the province in the coming months. Machineries for construction purposes were purchased and were on display during the launch. Governor Rapa also presented a total of 6 trucks to 6 schools located within the vicinity of Mount Hagen City. Rapa, when presenting the trucks, revealed that all elected leaders in all districts in the province will ensure to prioritize the education sector, highlighting it is the key to a brighter future for the province.
Me pay 70,000 equal several public servants. Finish now all go study long overseas. Only go make him masters. Only go make him sample and special degree course overseas. You sponsor finish now all school Australia one of the world stuff.
The governor then commended the locals for their continued support and collaboration in ensuring the safety and cleanliness of Mount Hagen City. Vehicles were also presented to support the major electrification program to be rolled out in the province. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
As the country prepares to celebrate the 48th independence, it was a different story for the people of Kainantu district in Eastern Highlands as people turned up in numbers to celebrate the 5 years development plan, which was launched by the Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso on Thursday, 14th of September 2023.
Member for Lay and Minister for Lands, Physical Planning and Urbanization applauded the Eastern Highlands members and urged them to work in unity under one common interest to serve the people whom they represent. He said Eastern Highlands province leaders are collectively working together to move the province forward and all leaders should follow the same pathway. Mr. Rosso congratulated Kainantu MP, DDA members for working tirelessly to have the 5 years development plan, which is the blueprint that will guide the development aspiration today and into the future. Adding that, the plan is to ensure it's in line with MTDP 4 alongside Vision 2050. He said a lot of MPs operate without 5 years development plan, and this is not right. Deputy Prime Minister committed 1 million kina to assist Kainantu district to secure a land that will assist farmers to store their vegetables and other produce to send to cities, business houses and mining industry. Governor Simon Sia also presented a dummy check of 2.5 million kina to Kainantu MP to assist his district's development plan. Astagane, National EMTV News.
As the country celebrates its 48th anniversary as an independent nation, some public servants are reflecting on how far the public service mechanism has delivered on roles as the driving force of change and development in the country. Many are skeptical over how far the mechanism has evolved yet failed to deliver due to lack of commitment from people serving in the public sector. This has resulted in many public services, especially health, falling apart and not reaching people in rural areas in the last 48 years.
This was stated by the manager of nursing services, Sister Josephine Florence, from the Madang Provincial Health Authority during the independence celebrations in Madang yesterday. As the independence celebration was organized by the Madang Provincial Administration, Sister Florence said PNG and Madang have come a long way since independence. However, there is a lot that needs to be improved in the public service machinery. Speaking from the health and women's perspective, she said the issue of medicine shortage, gender-based violence, malnutrition, and infant mortality rate is still prevalent in the province. Sister Florence said accessibility to health services is a big problem in the province, and she is calling on other government departments to work closely with the health authority to identify and prioritize target areas where access to basic health services is limited. She also highlighted that the shortage of health workers in the province is an issue. Madang currently has 400 nurses. 230 of them are working in Modilon General Hospital, while the rest are serving throughout the province. She appealed to the people of Madang to look after nurses so that they could continue to serve the large population. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
In a move to bolster Papua New Guinea's transport infrastructure development sector, the International Labour Organization organized a comprehensive capacity building training on project scheduling and resource planning for a diverse assembly of key stakeholders. This training was part of a broader ILO initiative under the EU's Trade PNG program to improve the quality and efficiency of transport infrastructure works in the country.
With infrastructure development playing a vital role in Papua New Guinea's economic growth and connectivity, the Capacity Development Workshop, which was held in Wewak, aimed to equip participants with the skills and knowledge necessary to use Primavera and Microsoft Project to effective scheduling and project planning for transport infrastructure projects. The training covered topics such as project life cycle, planning, time management, work breakdown structure, resource allocation, project structure, organization breakdown structure, cost management, risk management, monitoring and control, and reporting. It was attended by 20 participants from government agencies, private contractors, and development partners. The participants expressed their appreciation for the opportunity to learn about Primavera and Microsoft project, and they said that the skills they acquired would be valuable in their work. The ILO under the EU Straight PNG program is committed to supporting the development of skills and capacities in the transport infrastructure sector in Papua New Guinea. Estagane, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National EMTV News. Minister for State-Owned Enterprises William Duma and member for Hagen Open joined the 48 Independence celebration hosted in Mount Hagen yesterday. Minister Duma delivered a solemn speech to his people, urging them to contribute meaningfully to build this country going forward.
Joining the rest of the 22 provinces to observe and celebrate the nation's birth was Mount Hagen City in Western Highlands Province. Member for Hagen Open and State Enterprise Minister William Duma was present in Hagen to witness the celebration. Minister Duma, upon giving his speech, urged thousands who turned up at the event to reflect back to the past years and analyze what they have accomplished in their lives as individuals. Duma then encouraged these people to practice family planning in order to manage their family well by catering for their own needs.
Most of us are economic parasites because humans are buying tax. We contribute nothing. Yeah, we expecting government or building more bricks, buying school fees for teachers, buying people or workman medical housing. So this is challenge to you now. You must think in this for 48 years, trying working family planning. And message from me. You will working family planning, you will have enough money in your pocket to care for your kids and providing quality education. No, what none of man become working. God will not become down the working for miracle like that. Get out and short now, you will look at. We are struggling. So no one can put in present nothing no member or governor or you will have a thing or some prime minister, you will have a working miracle. No God through.
Duma says the district has no resources, but it is located in a strategic location. Thus, urged the people to respect and provide good hospitality to visitors. He then added that the downfall of this country is reflected by the people's attitude and called on the staff from the public sector to do their jobs diligently for the country to function effectively. Duma added that those in authority must do their work diligently so to achieve positive outcome for this country. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
To celebrate the country's independence, hundreds of people gathered around Kyunga Secondary School where the kundu drums beat and traditional chants. The students and teachers organized a mini cultural show last Wednesday and showcased their cultures practiced in their respective villages and the province.
About 11 cultural groups in Western Province, including the Momase, New Guinea Islands, Southern and Highlands region, performed in various styles at the school. The local tribes performed drama, role play, food display and described the different ways of using their costumes. Students also displayed traditional ways of marriage ceremony, hunting, sagom making, among others. Students from the 4 regions of PNG were also given the opportunity to display their culture, such as the Asoro Madman, Jiwaken Waipa, Manus Garamut, the Sipi costumes, Bougainville Bamboo Band, Central Bilas, Morobe songs, and others. Students expressed that their culture are important in any society and must be embraced as to pass on from this generation to the next generation. This mini-cultural show at the Kiunga Secondary School united all students from the highlands to coastal and to the highlands as one Papua New Guineans, bringing excitement and happiness where the students learned about the culture of each other. This mini-cultural show was aimed at showcasing the cultures of different tribal groups, not only in Western Province, but the country as a whole. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. In AFL, the Adelaide season is over after they lost their game against JWS last night.
This is a team that is in as good a form as any team in the competition. They've won 11 of their last 12 games. Name a facet of their game, it is in order at the moment and elite. So you look at their midfield, they win the ball in close, they get it on the outside, as good spread as any team in the competition. So many weapons, both inside and out. Their back line is rock solid. They got Sam Taylor, probably the best key defender in the game. And their forward line, they're all in form. So what's not to love about the Giants at the moment?
And it was just their intense pressure, especially in that second term. There was 11 minutes where there was 5 unanswered goals to GWS. They were just really, there was this trust and connection with each player out there on the field, and it was incredible to watch. They couldn't do any wrong, really.
No, it's great to see a team play without fear.
And that ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
Weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Southern region, Popondetta, Kerema and Port Moresby mostly fine. Daru mostly sunny and windy. Alatau partly cloudy with possible brief showers. In the Mamase region, Ley partly cloudy with possible brief showers. Medang mostly fine. Wewak and Vanimo cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorm. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau cloudy periods with possible showers. Kavieng partly cloudy. Kokopo and Rabaul partly cloudy with possible showers. Kimbe partly cloudy and windy. Buka partly cloudy with possible showers. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen partly cloudy with possible shower or 2. Goroka and Kundiawa partly cloudy with possible showers. Mendi and Wabeg cloudy periods with possible showers.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Sunday, the 17th of September 2023. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.